Welcome to St John's for our weekly update. I'm recording this on what should be the Ekka holiday. The holiday's been transferred to Friday of this week. Just reflecting on how COVID has affected our life, it's hard to imagine that something as deeply ingrained as the Ekka has been cancelled for the year. It's just a reminder of how deeply COVID-19 is affecting our lives, which is why, as I mentioned last week, I've been encouraging people to reflect on this experience. In part, it's because we need to capture the story so that as we move beyond COVID, we can reflect on the experience. But it's also really us recording history, because really this is a once-in-a-century event. In terms of our life at St John's, worship is returning to some sort of normal as we refold our life back into the cathedral. At the moment we're not singing because we're exercising an abundance of caution to try and make our space as safe as we can. But given the positive trajectory of COVID-19 in the state of Queensland, we hope that in a week or two we'll be able to introduce some congregational singing, because we all know how important it is that we give expression to our faith and offer praise through the amazing gift of song. So hopefully in next week's update I'll be able to offer some pleasant news. In the meantime, we continue our prayers for those who are seeking to manage the COVID pandemic in this state, and more especially in Victoria and in other places where the pandemic is taking over. I'm always mindful of the places where poor governance and poverty and natural disaster have combined to enhance the effect of the pandemic. Last week I invited reflections on how we might offer something for those who wish to have a Eucharistic service in the late afternoon or evening during the weekend. I'm very grateful for the responses that I've had so far. It's been incredibly helpful. So just for those who haven't had a chance yet to respond, please be mindful that we are seeking your advice on how we might offer something in the evening, either something like 3 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon or 5 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. And again, hopefully in the next week or so we'll be able to make some plans to return to worship, Eucharistic worship, in the evenings over the weekend. This month our outreach through offerings is the Orange Sky, that wonderful service that offers a listening ear, the gift of presence, and the gift of laundry facilities to those who sleep rough. As you may be aware, during the height of the COVID pandemic, many of the rough sleepers were moved into temporary accommodation. That meant that here at the cathedral we often only had 1 or 2 people sleeping overnight. That provision is slowly but surely being withdrawn. Many people are being found permanent housing, but others are returning to the streets. And so we've noticed it getting a little bit busier here, and so we're still offering the gift of blankets and some food to those who sleep rough on the cathedral precinct. And Orange Sky is obviously an important service for those people, so I encourage you to support this month's outreach through offerings. On Friday the 21st of August we will be marking Overshoot Day. Earth Overshoot Day is the day in the year when the human family uses up a full year of resources. This year Overshoot Day falls on the 22nd of August, so we're having a service here on the 21st of August. It's interesting to note that last year Overshoot Day fell in late July, and this year it's actually 3 weeks later. The effects of the COVID-19 and on our consumption of the planet. It's a reminder that we need to find positive ways. We don't want to rely on a disaster to wind back Overshoot Day. And so the challenge before us as we come out of COVID-19 is to find ways to, if you like, maintain the gain that we're using less of the planet, but do it in a way that is positive and life-affirming for all people. So as we honour Overshoot Day on Friday the 21st of August, we'll be praying for the world and for the development of an ecological consciousness, as Pope Francis calls it, in that wonderful document, Laudato Si', that has been a gift to all the churches and to the world from our Roman Catholic sisters and brothers. As I mentioned last week, we are delighted to have organ recitals returning to the life of the cathedral. The first of our recitals in a long time will be offered on Saturday the 22nd of August at 6 o'clock. And our guest will be Christopher Trakillis, who's the new music director at our sister cathedral, St Stephen's, down the road. So it's wonderful to have him visit us and to offer this program. And it's a beautiful way for us to celebrate that amazing gift, the gift of music. We are continually grateful for the support that we get from the cathedral community, for the contact you make with us and the way you are caring for one another. It's been wonderful to welcome so many people back into the building and to share worship with you and to offer prayer together. We're constantly mindful of those of you who feel like you cannot return for medical reasons. We applaud the fact that you are keeping yourself safe. We miss you, but we do understand the need to be safe, and so we encourage you to continue to make those sort of wise decisions. The Lord be with you.